I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Woo!
Love that. We have the same vibe. Like, woo! That's what happens when you're in quarantine.
Okay.
Or whoever knows how many days it's been now. But hey, Howard, how are you?
Oh, doing good. What about yourself? How's your quarantine week? How's everything going?
I am doing great. I don't know, guys. I'm throwed a little bit. I'm sorry. It's quarantine. Blame it on that. So it's just Howard and I tonight. Drew and Nakia, unfortunately, couldn't be here with us tonight. So it's just us holding it down. But we've done this before, so y'all already know we're gonna get it cracking.
Okay.
So Howard, just introduce yourself to everyone, just in case they don't know.
Yes, everybody. It's Howard the Third. Nice to be seen. Nice to be heard. Yes.
And I am El Marie, and so we're going to just get right into it for the Sisters After Show. So what were your overall thoughts, Howard, for this episode?
Overall, it was a little slow. You know, it had its moments where it was pretty juicy. But other than that, I could have done without the whole Leslie scene, the private eye. I was like, hopefully that leads into something else that's meaningful a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really need her and Fatima. I was okay with it, but all right. Maybe it'll lead to something else. But I did enjoy the last scene, which we will talk about with Gary and his wife or ex-wife.
Yes, because I was watching like, okay. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen that meme that's like somebody on the phone and then they turn around like when Netflix is getting good. That's kind of how it was this episode. Like there were some things, but seemed like a filler episode. But then, it got good at the end. So like you said, we will get to that. But let's go ahead and start off with Karen, because the last week's episode kind of ended with Karen's mom and Aaron's ex-wife's mom having a little bit of a showdown.
Ooh,
so yeah, like I said, I knew Karen's mom was going to get her together. How'd you feel about that?
Same. I was like, Miss Lisa is not playing. She said, get out of here with your toy gun. I said, toy gun?
She said, honey, I have been a Marine for I don't know how many years. Okay, I know a real gun when I see one.
I said, not mama don't came up there with a toy gun, though. I said, you that upset? And like Lisa said, you're upset because your daughter is crazy and like she didn't tell you what was going on? Or you're upset because you think you had something to do with her suicide?
Right.
Which I was like, maybe that's it. Like, where's the note? I want to know if she left a note behind, if she addressed anything to her mom, and then her mom making all the
like, this is just what I want to do. Like, she probably just got in her head so much, like, I'm going to do it, do it now. I'm going to her store and she's going to feel this pain that I feel, just like, I think she was just kind of in this crazy headspace of, I'm just going to go ahead and go do this, not really thinking about, let me write it out, let me say my goodbyes to my family and things like that. She was just so hot-headed that like, that was her plan. Like, let me just go do this in front of Karen and ruin her life because she's ruined mine.
Yeah. Or at least that's what she thinks that Karen ruined her life. I mean, that's just a mess. But I'm just like, mama, like the lady, the ex-wife's, I don't know what her name was, but I'm just like, you need to calm down. Like, why are you coming up to her business after, Karen's going through so much already. She's just getting over. She probably still has PTSD from this whole thing. And here you go flashing around your toy gun. I was like, Miss Lisa, please slap her in the face.
She should have really handled her. But I'm glad she got it together and stood up for her daughter. Like, yeah, you're not going to play those games. You're not going to come back around here. And if you think you are, like I said again, I'm a Marine, honey. Slide back here with that brother. Go ahead. And then, but Aaron slides through.
Oh, Aaron.
Because he had just left from the mom. They were at the funeral home and some words were said and things like that. And he's coming to try to save the day. I like Aaron, but this is so messy. I just don't know how I feel about it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I guess he should have been on his way there to kind of, take up for Karen.
Right.
Only the right thing to do, but it's like, your mess is not my mess. And it's just too much,
It's just like, Erin, like, why am I still, if I was Karen, I'd be like, why am I still looped into this family drama?
Yeah.
Like, all I wanted to do was go out on a date and have some dinner. Like, who would have known you going to get your wallet from your wife would have turned into all of this? Like, come on.
But you know what? We said it then. When that first happened, we was like, that was odd. Even if you guys are separated or whatever, come on, be respectful to both parties. Like, you never should have had your wife come up to your date.
Never. You just rub my toes at the dinner table. Like, why are you calling your wife?
Sir.
But I'm glad Mama Lisa was in there to handle him. She was like, don't play with me. I will, I'll hurt you, brother. I don't want all that. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, all this. Like, she was like, no, let your mama know. If the brother comes up here, it's going to be some problems.
It's going to be a problem. Play with my child. Like, listen.
Okay. She said, I just like to ride. I like to camp. That's all I like to do. This is why I stay out of it.
Right? She don't be in nobody's business. Like, she's like to do her thing. But man, it goes from one messy situation to another because we have Calvin and Sabrina, who Calvin is still dealing with the loss of his father, and he's with Sabrina, and he is wasted, honey, just like completely drunk.
Yeah.
And kind of wilding out, like, and I kind of get it, like he's just letting out all of his frustrations. One, he's just, like we said, he just lost his father. And then two, your frustrations with Sabrina. You know what I mean? I think especially, it's that, what is it? A drunk, when you're drunk, you speak a sober mind. You know what I mean? Like everything
tell
just
the
like,
truth.
Everything just like comes out. And I think like everything he was saying was just like, he threw me though. And he's like, I should slap the shit out of you. I was like, oh.
Okay. Sir, like, how you go from the lace panties to want to slap my face? Like, no. I didn't see that coming. You was wearing lace panties. Now you trying now you gonna slap the SH out of me? No, you're not. Not in this house. No. But Calvin, I mean, he's just, I don't know. He's going through a lot. I understand, losing a parent, it's tough. Trust me, I know. But I was just like, man, like he was just laying it all out there. But for him to say all that and then turn around and be like, you're so beautiful, talk about the day when he first met her, I was like, okay, I kind of see it now.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Like I said, it was frustrations, you know what I mean? Like, but I think that's where it was coming from. I love you. Like he said, kind of the first woman that I felt like it was love at first sight. Like as soon as she saw Sabrina, he was like, that's it. And so to fall for someone that hard and then they kind of were treating you the way Sabrina was treating him, that's tough. That's a lot to deal with, And then, but he also started to open up, about like his past and the things that he had been through. I was watching like, oh, where are we going with this story?
That's what I said. Cause I said, oh, this is just left field because I thought it was going one way of, him and the uncle.
Yeah.
But then it was completely flipped. And I said, well.
Yeah. I actually, because of what he said, I was hoping it didn't go to the uncle because to me, that was just kind of a bit much because him saying like, I can do it. Like one thing I can do is, you know what I'm saying? I can get down with it. I can, handle my business. And so that made me very uncomfortable though, if like that's where they were going with it. So it's weird to say, but I'm glad it went the other way because that just would have been too much. But I guess, like you said, that was the other side of the family, the biological side. And they're looking at it like you're being raised by two men in a gay relationship. Like we got to get you straight. And that's just like, I don't really think that's how that works.
Yeah.
That's
not in the books. No. I know. I was just like, oh, okay. And then for him to say the age of 9 and then this woman being 40, I said, oh. But I also thought, I was like, I'm kind of glad Tyler told this story because I don't think we've really seen stories like this with little boys and older women.
We haven't.
Because I was like, I don't know why. I just don't feel like this story is told. Like, you never know. It could go both ways. Because we hear a lot about older men and younger girls and that whole situation. But I don't hear too many stories of older women and younger boys.
Yeah.
The whole family dynamic. Mm-hmm.
Right. We really actually don't hear about it a lot. People don't talk about that a lot. I know Charlamagne the God has mentioned it before. And because of society, how they, make men, both parties are sexualized at a young age, but men, for them, it's more kind of like it's not a positive thing, but society makes it as if it's positive that you're, coming into your manhood early, or, you know what I'm saying? Or if you got this girl, or if you are younger and you got an older woman, it's like a good thing, but it's like, no, that's still abuse and that's still toxic. And you know what I mean? And that's still molestation if you're a minor. And that's a grown woman, like, you know what I mean? That's totally inappropriate. So it is good that he kind of shined a little bit of light on that. Cause like you said, we don't really talk about that too much, like younger boys and older women.
Yeah, definitely something I was surprised to see, but I was like, it kind of makes sense, with him trying to just let his feelings go. Cause really, if you look at it, he really didn't have a childhood. It's kind of, it's like he had one, but it was kind of taken from him, that vulnerability of, just him trying to figure out his own way, that was snatched. Yeah. So it's like, here we are thinking he's gay, but it's like he kind of really didn't even get a chance to exploit the sexual, side of him. Yeah, he said he had 2 dads who let him be free and let him live and stuff like that. But it was like he really didn't get a chance to explore this because he had to be the straight man according to his biological uncle.
Right. And I think now it's more of him being kind of rebelling against that. Like I know who I like, but I want to express myself how I want to express myself because other people try to tell me how to do that. Exactly. And I think now it's just like him just like rebelling against that. But I don't know. We've gone back and forth with their storyline so much. Like I know we've all like, I am exhausted with them. I am over them.
Who you telling?
Right. But now it's like, I don't know. Now I'm interested to see where this is gonna go now, because now he professes love for her. I'm just a sucker sometimes, So I'm interested. He's like, I love you, tell me you love me. Sabrina said it back, but she didn't really believe him. She didn't mean it. But she was taking care of him, and I think she also saw a different side of him. So now they reeled me back into their relationship. I'm interested now again.
And now here we are changing our mind. But listen, we're grown, okay? We're adults.
We can do that.
Change our mind. That's what Wendy Williams was saying. I can change my mind. I'm like, you know what? She's right. Because I wasn't here for it. And now I'm just like, oh my gosh, okay. Give me one more episode, Tyler.
Right. I got to see how this gonna go.
Because for even Sabrina to be like, that happened to me too. I'm like, oh, what's her backstory? Like, now she's agreeing and, she went through the same thing. Is this going to make them come closer and bond? But it's just like, I still don't know what Sabrina. I'm like, he had a point when he was, Calvin was saying, like, you want an aggressive man. You want a man to beat you. You want a man to hit you. That's what you're used to. And it's just like, is she used to that? Is that what she really wants? Does she really like him? Are they going to bond over their similarities? Or is she going to try to run from this? Because she's been running all season so far.
She has been. But I gotta know. I just gotta know. But
I gotta know. We gotta know now. Like, Tyler, okay, fine. You don't reel me back in.
Right, he done got me back in. He done brought me back in with everybody. I done got back in with, except for Zach and Karen. But I done got back in with Sabrina and Calvin. And I've gotten back in with Gary and Andy.
Gary. Child, I don't know what to do with Gary, his hard-headed self. Andy, you think she's gonna, I know we're gonna save it for predictions, but you think she's gonna take her job back? Are they hiring her back?
It's something. I think so, right? Because like we keep saying, so Gary is really not for her working. He's not here for that. And she mentioned it. She's like, every time I kind of mention work, because she told them that they called her in. Every time I mention work, you get, he gets weird about it. And so she's like, what's up with that? And he's just, whatever his excuse was. But like I said before, that is not going to sit well with him. And now that he can really have her all the time, he's not, you know what I mean? Because before it didn't really bother him too much because he was still dealing with his wife and things like that. Now that she would basically be his main chick, that's not going to ride with him, her working. So I think that she possibly will get her job back in some way, shape, or form. Maybe she may not be, because wasn't she partner? She had a maid partner.
Yeah, she was. I think she was up for like partner. Yeah.
Right. Or so I think like she may be demoted possibly, but I think her job will be given back to her because they got to create that friction between her and Gary about working.
Right. And I'm just like, she gonna get her job. Because Morris probably went in there and was like, oh, you know, the whole thing, because remember she had threatened Morris and was like, you know, don't get me off the bar, don't get me this bar, there's gonna be some problems. So maybe Morris went in there and said, hey, what's going on? This whole thing is going on. You know, he lost his little money, couldn't pay nobody. But I don't know. I can see her being partner coming back, but I just don't know. Like, or just like you were saying, like demoted, like not at the top, but just kind of like where she was.
Right. Like she'll have a corner office by the bathroom, not the one with the view anymore, you know?
Not by the bathroom.
But what's up with the private investigator? What's her name again?
Leslie.
Leslie. What is up with Leslie? Because Leslie also works for Morris. Or she was saying something like, don't like, because Morris fired her. Like, what is going on here? I'm so confused. She works for Jasmine. She works for Morris. Like, then she's like being a traitor and talking to Andy. Like, we've got to get to the bottom of like her purpose. I don't get it.
Exactly, because it's just like, what? Why are you here? Why are you trying to hit on Fatima? I understand. Listen, I get lonely too, honey. It's been a while, okay? But you can't just be hitting on every woman you see. So have me playing my Janet up here, be crying and give a lap dance at the same time. But it's just like, come on, Leslie, like stop hitting on Fatima. At least Fatima used it to her advantage when she met her at the coffee shop. I was like, I got this friend Nikki for you. But I'm just like, Leslie, what's the secret? Like, we all probably already know. Like, what else are you holding back?
We just need to know.
And is Fatima a little crazy for wanting to be like Andy? Or you think it's just like a fun little thing? Like when she says, like, I want to be just like her. But I do think she's really involved in Andy's life.
Yeah, she's giving me like, you know, that you ever seen that movie Single Black Female or Single White Female?
Bits and pieces.
Okay, so this like woman like was like obsessed with this other woman and just like completely wanted to be her. I think I think that's what Leslie is. She's single Black female. Like she wants, I think she does kind of probably want to be Andy, and that's why she kind of took to her and was like, you know, giving her the tea behind clothes, you know, when you know behind Jasmine's back, like because you're supposed to be working with Jasmine. How you gonna come here and start, you know, giving Andy a heads up and everything? She's attracted to her, or maybe it's not wanting to be her, but maybe more like wanting to be with her. Maybe a little bit of both. I don't know.
I'm like, Leslie, you got one more episode out of me, and then I'm done.
Yeah, she's probably like, I want to take you down and take your identity. Like, I don't know. It's weird. Weird. But she's crazy and weird. And let's Jasmine. Now we've already said she's crazy.
Yes.
But this woman. Listen, I've gotten upset with a fella or two back in my day and did some things. Ooh. But Jasmine? Trashed the car. Trashed the car. Like completely trashed. Vandalized, like spray paint, busted the windows, like just completely trashed the car. And then had like she drew the line here. Like this had the nerve to take his mother's ashes and put them in the gas tank of the car. Like, ma'am, that's too far.
But before that, she said, didn't your mom die in a house fire? And then lit the car on fire. So then she had to burn twice. Savage. Talk about she can rot in hell. Jasmine, you know where you can go, sweetie. Way too far.
Like, whatever you want to do, not whatever you want to do, but still, like, if you're upset with Gary and that was your husband, if you wild out, whatever, you snapped, okay, but leave his dead mom out of it. Like, there's just some lines you just don't cross, ma'am. You know what I mean? Like, that was just completely disrespectful. And, it didn't stop there. She got that bat, and I thought she was going to do some more to the car.
That's what I thought. You know, Beyonce her way.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. She starts attacking Gary.
Oh man.
That whole scene, I just was watching like.
It's just like, are you serious? And then for her to do those insults like, oh, well, you know you slept in his fluids, right? You know me and Morris did it in the bed, right? I didn't even change your sheets. It was just us. Like, what? And then Gary, you're not getting a reaction. You're not getting a reaction. Gary played it cool. Getting what
yep.
He did play it cool, but then she just took it too far.
She did. She did. But that is gross, though. You don't even change the sheets, even for yourself. I'm
like, ain't you on the side? You nasty. Like, ain't you on the side with Gary too? Like, so you just floating around in everybody's fluids like that?
Oh, okay. There's no safe space in this bed. You know what I'm saying? What?
Here, like you can't go to the left, you can't go to the right. Like, it's take it.
You gonna sit on the edge on the foot of the bed, curl up. No,
he's sleeping on the floor. Like what's going on?
What's happening here? Man, even when I thought Gary was still gonna, I thought that was what was gonna make him react, was him getting beat. You know, kind of like take that back from her and retaliate. Like I was expecting him to hit her with the bat, and in this moment, because it was self-defense, I would not have been mad at it. Because at first I'm watching like, get her ass, Gary.
Take your ass down, Gary. Gary.
But he did defend himself, but tried to without hurting her.
Yeah.
And she jumps on his back. He's like, come on now. Come on, man. Like the Boosie video, like, come on, man. And then tosses her, not on purpose, but tosses her over.
Right over.
The edge, he did the balcony thing.
You knew he did it on purpose. You can feel the wall on your legs.
It was getting crazy. No, like it was getting crazy. And he's just trying to free himself.
He said, I can't go nowhere else. Well,
it was an accident. And this crazy girl's still alive.
You think so?
Unless she died like 2 seconds later, but she fell on top of the car and was like,
Well, she probably did was obsessed us. Remember Obsessed with Beyonce, and then the white girl had fell from the chandeliers, and then she was still alive. The next thing you know, chandeliers came coming down. That was Jasmine. She was still alive and kicking. Because it's a different time. When you crazy, somehow you got 9 lives.
Because you have so much, I don't know from experience, but you have so much adrenaline.
I was that. Oh, okay.
No, she was revved up. She had so much adrenaline going. Like she probably didn't feel that. So maybe it would take her out, but initially she probably did not feel that. Like that is possible with all that adrenaline going through your body. Ooh, this episode, child.
Yeah, yeah. It was juicy. Sure was.
Is there anything else? I think that was kind of everything from this episode. Did we miss anything?
I think we did it. Oh, yeah, because we already talked about. Oh Lord, I'm still trying to figure. I'm interested to seeing about Fatima and her friend Nikki, seeing where that goes. But I think we really must. Yeah. Other than that, we touched on everything. Oh, a little bit of Danny and Zach, but.
Yeah, a little bit, but they didn't really. Yeah, that wasn't really much to talk about. We'll see them next week. Yeah.
We'll see y'all next.
Yeah, we'll see y'all next week. I'm just blown over how this episode ended, so I'm super excited now to see next week. I think now because we're getting towards the end of this season, that the cliffhangers are going to start to come. And then that the finale. I'm excited about the finale now because you gave us a little something. Tyler gave us a little something there with that traumatic scene at the end with Gary and Jasmine. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen next week. So let's get into our predictions.
Yeah. Wait. Can I do a Wednesday wisdom?
Oh yeah, that come first. Yeah, my bad. I was going there. I didn't forget about it. I was doing predictions and then going to Wednesday Wisdom.
Oh, okay, my bad.
No, it's okay because I'm probably going out of order. It's, I'm blaming everything on the quarantine.
It's a quarantine.
Go ahead, Howard, with the Wednesday Wisdoms.
It's the Rona. So, of course, brought to you by 6 Brown Chicks on Twitter. Make sure you guys go look them up where they give us a whole, 20 different, well, not really 20, I guess 6 different questions, where these are real life questions and people wanting advice. Mm-hmm. So if you guys are in our live chat, I did check in there, and there's a few of y'all in there. If y'all have some advice, please leave it in the live chat. Okay, so one person said, separated from my wife. Oh, separated from my wife to live with my girlfriend. I support us. I gave her money to buy food and supplies last month, and turns out she spent all of it on hair bundles. I just lost my job, and there's nothing but effing ramen noodles. Petty wife won't help us. Advice?
Petty wife?
Petty wife? So this man left his wife to live with his girlfriend.
That's what you get, sir. There is no advice. You're getting what you deserve.
I'm going to say the wife is petty.
You heard of the 80-20 rule? You thought that 20 was all shiny and new and fun.
Okay.
But it ain't.
Okay.
It's
listen, sir. Your wife don't need she's not going to help you.
You better spice up them ramens. Add some garlic and some butter.
But go get you some sausage and add a little sausage, hot dogs, and the ramen.
Some scramps. No. Make it fancy.
Because trust me, it's just you and your girlfriend and all that hair. Maybe y'all can try to work something with the hair.
Said petty wife.
Petty wife. I said, I hope the wife just
throws
a loaf of bread.
Separation, not divorce. Mm-hmm. So even if it is it's mutual, we're not divorced yet, sir.
Okay.
So, gone.
Go on. So this one is a little long, but it's a little funny. So they wrote in, they said, met him online 5 years ago. I live in Texas. He's in New Jersey. He visited twice, and I got pregnant. I told him. He then ghosted and disappeared from social media. Now, his mom told me he died from an overdose. I was depressed, but happy about our two-year-old child. I couldn't afford to attend the funeral, but his mom sent me the link to his online guest book, and I signed it. Year later, friend sends me pictures of him alive and well at spring break in Florida. Called his mom. She said, move on. He didn't want you. Help.
I'm sorry, but I cannot stand a mother when there's a child involved. If there's no child involved, then it's yes, sweetheart, move on. I'm a ride for my kid and help you play dead. But when there is a child involved, your son laid down with this woman, did not come out in time, and made a baby. He is responsible. I cannot.
Exactly.
I that baffles me when mothers.
Mm-hmm. Like it or not, this is your grandbaby.
Yeah, that's your grandchild. And they don't hold their sons accountable for the nonsense that they do. That's just ridiculous to me.
And it's just mind blowing that she helped out, sent the link to the guest book.
Let me also say this, because I feel like I've heard stories like this several times. I slept with someone that ghosted me. A one-night stand is different. But if you're talking to someone and you're being intimate with someone, sweethearts out there, you need something from him. If you get the license plate from his car, you get his license number. I'm sorry, I might sound crazy right now, but everybody that I've been with, I bet you I could track you. You're not gonna disappear here.
Detective El Marie.
I'm just saying.
Okay, so last one, real quick. So another one says, we eloped because I was pregnant. We introduced our son to his mom, and she calls him a devil bastard, and that we will burn in the rapture because he was born out of wedlock. Said her hands burned from touching him and rolled on the floor. Hubby later asked for a divorce. Help. We was just talking about the kids. Not you gonna divorce. What you need to do, girl, is recognize this was a blessing in disguise, okay? because you eloped. Tell that man, we go into the court system. Yeah, you can have visitation rights if you want or not. Preferably, I want you to see your son, but that's up to you. But other than that, he ain't got to see your mama. Your mama ain't got to see me, and your mama for sure ain't got to see my child, her grandbaby. It's gonna roll on the floor.
And at least they got married.
Exactly.
Like they did. Maybe they did it out of order, but at least they did go ahead and get married. Like, come on, and here we go again with a mother not holding her son accountable. Because, like, how do you divorce? Like, I don't know. That, like you said, that's a blessing in disguise, man. Move on.
Definitely move on. I do want to say a shout out to Jenna James. She said episode was crazy, LOL. At Howard there, especially that OG Tyler Perry theatrics at the end. Remember we was talking about them and whoop. Whoops.
That's my new dance move when I get out of quarantine.
That's what I'm gonna do with Rona. Whoop. Sorry, Rona.
Okay. Well, now let's go ahead and get into our predictions for next week.
Yes. TV predictions.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So I definitely predict that Nikki, Fatima's friend, if we do see them, hopefully this will be the last scene. If we do see him, Nikki is going to be either not really a lesbian because she said she was just fluid. So either not really into her, or Fatima's gonna gas her friend Nikki and was like, flirt with this girl, get the information, then bounce. Something cold, Jasmine is dead. She passed away off of that car accident, or the car when she flew on that. I think that's in. Somehow they're going to flip this on Gary and say it wasn't self-defense, but actually he murdered her. Morris, the lawyer, is going to come through and be like, oh, listen, that he was beating her before. He was trying to steal her money. Somehow they're going to flip that. And then I can see Karen and Zach getting back together. Because Karen says she still thinks about Zach. So I think Erin might be out of the picture. She's going to entertain it for a little bit, but the last moment, Zach's going to get it together, because we did see Lisa, Karen's mom, speaking to Zach and saying, go get this girl.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Yeah, unfortunately, I agree. It's not what I want, but I agree that Karen will possibly get back with Zach. I don't think that Jasmine is dead. Ooh. I think she's going to pull something like Oh Boy from Six Brown Chicks. I think she's going to go to the hospital. And I think she's going to kind of be alive in the hospital, and possibly some way, somehow. She's got these connections that, we didn't know about. We didn't know she, had Morris in her back pocket, So I'm thinking, and it's Tyler Perry, so it's totally possible that she's going to get to the hospital, and she's going to fake her death. Like at the hospital, that's when it'll be like, oh, she's dead, you know what I mean? Or whatever like that. I think she's going to fake it. I really do. And then try to get him for murder and everything. Because either she just really is bad at playing dead, or, you know what I mean? She didn't die, because it wasn't, when she fell off and they showed her body laying there, it wasn't like she didn't die well. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's, I don't know if it's like you're not dead or you just didn't die well. I don't know.
She alive. She didn't die well.
She didn't die well. So I'm going to go with she's going to fake her death and try to frame Gary for murder.
Ooh, okay. I'm here for that.
I got there. And I hope to see Preston and Danny next week, because we didn't see much of Danny. She talked to Zach, like we said, for 2 seconds. So I'm hoping that we get to see them and he comes back around and, they can kind of work their thing out.
Yes, for sure. I'm interested to seeing what's going on. If he just kind of slowly appears or they're done.
Yeah. I hope not. Well, I guess we have to wait till next week to see if our predictions come true. See what's going to happen. Yes. So let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
Yes, you can find me on all social media platforms at Howard III. And I also do the Keeping Up with the Kardashians after show on Fridays while we're in quarantine. That damn Rona at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure you guys come hang out with me over there.
Yes, and I am your girl, El Marie. You guys can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at El Marie TV. And we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.